Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Help I Bought a Farm for Farming Simulator 22. I'm Farmer Tom and thank you very much for clicking on the link to view my video. Hopefully you enjoy it, and if you do so, please subscribe and smash the thumbs up button for me. That will really help the channel along. Today's video is going to be about harvesting your first crop. I'm going to cover field preparation, planting the crops, selling the crops, and the equipment that you're going to need for your chosen crop type. So, the first thing we need to look at is, or the first thing we need to think about is, what do we want to plant in the field? Now, at the moment, you'll see I've got grass in the field. I have been playing this previously. You see I've got my shed there and my greenhouses. And when you start the game, this is actually two fields. I've made it slightly bigger just to allow me to get some extra harvest. So let's think about what we want to what we want to plant in the field. So if you press escape, and on the left hand side here, if you select the calendar, now depending how you've got your options set, if you click on the tractor with the the little kind of gear icon there, and scroll down to get seasons and seasonal growth is yes. I like to leave this on because it kind of applies an element of realism to the game. It just feels too easy when you switch it off. If you pause it, the crop won't grow at all. If you switch it off, your crop's just going to grow all year round. So when you keep it on and click on the calendar, you'll see here this blue line indicates that the month that we're currently in, so it's May. And if we look at, let's say, oats, there's a key in the bottom right corner, planting season and harvest season. So we can't plant any oat this month, but we can plant corn or soybeans or sorghum, etc. And then the corn will be able to harvest in October or November. We can't then plant more corn until come full circle back to April or May. If you switch your game seasons or your seasonal growth off, this doesn't exist. It'll make the game a lot easier for if you're brand new to the game, because you'll be able to plant, let's say, wheat. You can plant it in December and then you can harvest it whenever it's ready. It'll just grow all year round. Most crops don't grow in the winter. So yeah, so that's the first thing. What are we going to plant? Corn, sorghum. Sorghum's good for feeding chickens. Grapes. There's more to grapes than most other crops, so I'll cover that in another video. Let's just do corn. It's nice and easy. Popular, yeah. Let's just plant some corn. Nice and simple. So first things first, we're going to need a tractor, and press P, and on the left hand side of the screen here you click on tractors, and ideally you need a tractor, or it's preferable to have a tractor with at least 200 horsepower. Now these smaller tractors, you'll see they're quite a low horsepower. So I like to go with the medium tractor. I find the large tractor's just a bit too much, like overkill. It's like going off after a mosquito with a rocket launcher. But there's it's like a medium tractor, and you can see the very first tractor here, the engine speed can go up to 200 horsepower. So I might as well just take this. That's all I need. It is recommended to lease your equipment when you're just starting the game. But you can see I've been playing it and I've got quite a bit of cash there, so I'm just going to buy my equipment. If you fancy buying some equipment, I would recommend buy a decent tractor and then lease the other equipment from there on in. But I'll just use this tractor here, the cheapest, just to show you how cheaply you can actually work your fields. And press enter to select the tractor. Take the engine setup, and I'm just going to take the maximum. That brings me up to 200 horsepower. Wheel setup. Now, it doesn't really matter for this video, but you've got different options. Narrow tyres depending on what your crop is, because you will leave tyre tracks. You can actually damage your own crop as well, which you can switch off in options. Twin wheels is just a bit too much. Gives you a bit more grip and a bit more weight for carrying some bigger items, some bigger equipment, but again, don't need it. Don't need the twin rear wheels. Again, it gives us more weight in the back and some more grip. Wide tyres and weights, that's again the weights are used if you're carrying some heavy equipment. They tend to unbalance your tractor. You could put something heavy in the front and lift the back wheels up off the ground. I'll just stick with the normal wide tyres. Do I need a front loader? Probably not for this video, but if you're buying your tractor, it's handy to have a front loader. That saves you from having to lease or buy a forklift, because you can get some attachments for it. But I don't really need it, so I will switch that off. And you can customize your number plate as well. That'll do. So I'm just going to, as I say, buy this tractor, enter to buy it, spacebar to lease it. Now, we do have grass currently in the field, and I don't really want grass. So we're going to have to basically dig that up, get rid of it. Turn the soil over using, let's use a plough. Don't want to get too big a plough. So these ploughs here, they're just 6 meters. That is absolute overkill, and these are actually quite difficult to maneuver. Even this one's quite difficult to maneuver. This one here, in my opinion, is a bit small, but it's good to use it for intricate work, if you can call it that. Just like for joining two fields together, it just makes it much quicker. I'm going to use this plough here. It's kind of one in the middle. I'm just going to buy it as well, and I've always got it then. But it's recommended to lease. Okay, if you press tab, you can switch between vehicles. That brings me straight to my tractor. Oh, I'm a terrible driver. Oh, got it. And you'll notice that your plough's not currently folded in, and depending on where you're driving, you can actually crash into cars and hook lampposts with it. So you just press X and it'll fold it in behind you. Alright, here we go. And X to unfold. And if you look at the controls on the left hand side, it says V to lower the plough, X to fold your plough, B to rotate the plough, and Y allow creation of fields. Now, that's good that it says allow creation of fields. If I press Y, it changes to limit the fields. That means I can actually dig up the ground surrounding the field. I don't want to do that, so just make sure it says allow create fields. It should default to that. Now I can start, press V to lower it, start turning over the soil. Basically reset this field to default with no crop in it. The fields, depending on how your settings are as well, do require occasional ploughing. Let's have the AI do this and I'll show you. Seasons, snow. Okay, crops and growth. Crop destruction I like to put off because you can actually drive over your own crops and destroy them, and that'll reduce how much you're able to harvest. There we go, periodic ploughing required, whether or not you need to plough your fields periodically to keep yield high. Again, if you're a new player, you might as well switch it off till you get used to the game, but I like to keep the element of realism there, so I'll keep it switched on. The same with fieldstone, lime and weeds. I like to keep them all switched on, but depending on how easy you want to make the game, you can switch them off. Now, while my AI helper is ploughing this field for me, I'm going to go and get ready to start the next phase, which will be preparing the field for planting. So if you press escape again and go to your map, you can check the state of the ground that you're going to plant in. So we can see what crop type's in there. I know it's grass. You can switch these off or on, so I'll go and switch the grass on. And that'll tell us how well it's growing, if the crop's withered, needing foliage removed, if it's been harvested, ready to harvest, growing. See, my grass is growing there, it's up in the dark green. If it's a seed bed, if it's needing ploughed, and then you can see in purple there where it's been ploughed. So that one's been ploughed, these all need ploughed. Cultivated, needs cultivated as well. Don't have any subtle tillage. So the soil composition, you can see here stones are showing, and as I'm ploughing it, it's bringing some stones to the surface. So we need to get rid of those. See if it's been mulched. It's not been mulched. I probably should have mulched it first because that helps increase the yield. But we don't need to worry too much about it. We'll get up to about 98%, which is more than enough. Does it need rolling? You see that small area there does need rolling. I don't know what's happened to that field there. But normally you need to roll it after you've seeded it. See if it needs lime. It doesn't need lime, but I don't remember when I last spread the lime. You see that field number 47 here at the bottom, that does need lime. So I'm just going to spread some lime on it anyway. Just because, as I say, I don't remember when I last did the lime. Needs ploughing. It doesn't need ploughing, but I've started to get rid of that grass, so might as well finish. Fertilized. So it's showing here that it's, as I'm ploughing it, it's becoming fully fertilized. That should change by the time we're finished. The lighter area here, it says it needs fertilized. That definitely needs fertilized. And at the minute there's no weeds growing, but I'll probably end up with weeds at some point. So when the AI's finished this, I'll need to start getting up the stones. But before I bring up the stones, so I'm ploughing it at the minute, and then going to cultivate it, because when you cultivate it, it'll bring more stones to the surface. And this is what the cultivator is, what prepares your soil for the next planting or seeding. So I'll get myself a cultivator, and for this field, this one here is big enough. It's got a 5 meter spread, and my engine needs 180 horsepower to be able to tow it, so that's fine. I've got 200 horsepower in my tractor. You can lease it or buy it. I'm just going to buy it, and I'll keep it because I've got plenty of money there. When I've finished with the cultivator, I know I need to get rid of the stones. So where I go then is in the stone pickers. And there's different sizes here. These two I find really awkward because when you're towing them behind, they don't go directly behind, they kind of offset to the side. And it's okay if you use the AI to collect the stones, they'll collect it, no problem. But if you want to drive it yourself, you tend to miss. So I like to use this bigger one at the end, the Scorpio 550. It is a bit more expensive, but you can just lease it to save some cash. The leasing cost is 2,652, but you can sell the stones. So if you're going to be either leasing or buying this, it's recommended if you wait till you've got a lot of stones or a few fields that need collected before you spend the money to get this. That way you can sell the stones and you've got your money's worth out of it. I'm going to buy it. But again, you can lease it if you want to save some money. Okay, he's going to be a while there, so I'm going to go and lease another tractor, and then I can start cultivating the parts that he's done already. He or she, is it? He or she? It's a he. Nope, wrong button again. Oh. I'll get a different tractor this time. Yeah, we'll just keep standard tyres. Front loader, don't need it. We'll change this to number 2. Lease it for 10,000. Again, if you're leasing a tractor, just make sure you get your money's worth out of it. But I do recommend buying a good tractor and then lease the rest of your equipment. And I'll press tab and just cycle between vehicles. Now you can carry multiple items if you've got the ability in front of your tractor and the back of the tractor. So let's see if this tractor is going to be strong enough to take both pieces of equipment back to the farm. It should do. There we go. Save a bit of time, just do one trip. Now when you're carrying two pieces of equipment, you can operate them independently or you can operate them simultaneously. On the PC, if you press G, if you look at the top left hand corner, just above the controls there's an icon of a tractor. So if I press G, I can flick between which piece of equipment I want to operate. So there I've got the cultivator, press Q to drop it. Automatically should switch to the piece of equipment in the back. Press Q to drop it, and then I need the cultivator on the back of the tractor. Go. Get into position, ready to cultivate the field, and you just press V to lower it, and away we go. Now some stones you can get away with just leaving, the smaller ones, jump out, have a look. Let the AI do that. Smaller stones you can just roll back into the dirt and they don't affect your crop in any way. These ones look okay. There are a few large stones here, they're large. So I will collect these. But I'll have to wait until the field has been fully cultivated, and I'll just collect all the stones at the same time. Now you can see this field here has been fully fertilised. I must have fertilised it previously when I had the grass in. Oh no. The soil is making it fertilised. Did not know that. But if it's not fertilised, we can just get a fertiliser. Fertilise it. It doesn't say that it needs lime, but again, I'm going to, if you look at the bottom right hand corner, fertilise 100%, and that's all the information we've got at the minute. As we get more information on the field, it will show there. So it doesn't say that it needs lime, but I'm going to lime it anyway. Once we plant some seeds in it, it'll tell us what type of crop is going to be grown in that field, and it'll tell us what the yield of that's going to be. Ideally, you want to try and get it 98% to 100%. The more crop that you grow, the more crop you can harvest, the more crop you can sell, and the more money you get. So while these guys are cultivating the field for me, I am just going to pause the video and we'll see you back here when it's done. Okay folks, so there we can see the difference in soil. It's quite defined lines there where the soil at the front of the tractor has been ploughed, and then the soil behind the tractor and to the side has been cultivated. We still have the stones to collect, which we'll get when she's finished cultivating. But although the field doesn't need lime, I'm just going to go and get some lime and put it on it anyway. That saves me doing it in a few months' time. But ideally you just want to wait until the field needs lime before you do it. I might actually get one more crop out of this before it needs lime again. It's just convenient for me to do it now, so I'll just do it now. So in the store, I'll press P again, and kind of halfway down the page we've got fertilizer spreaders. Now this one here is absolutely amazing for fertilizer. It spreads really far. However, if you notice here, it only does fertilizer. Same with this green one here, so it only does fertilizer. These two red ones, they do fertilizer and lime, so it's more beneficial for me to have this one. Again, buy it or lease it, whichever you prefer. It comes with extra options: extension, small extension, or normal. So you've got this large extension, small extension, or normal. I'm just going to take this without the extension at the minute. If I want to extend it later, I can take it to the garage and pay to have it extended. Wheel setup doesn't really matter for what I'm needing it for. You might need narrow tyres for some crops, but I'll just keep the tyres normal for the time being. Now spreader discs, it should show you. So now at the minute it's going to spread for 12 metres. If we put the discs on it, it's going to cost us $8,000, but now it spreads 18 metres. The field's not that big, so I'm just going to stick with the standard 12 metres. And here's one I prepared earlier. Now that, I think that should be my, well, that's seeds. So I don't have any fertiliser or lime at the minute. So in the store again, press P. You click on this box here. And you've got a choice, your big pallets or your big bags. There's also liquid fertiliser and manure you can spread. But this fertiliser spreader I've got works with solid fertiliser. Now the field is 100% fertilised, so I don't need any fertiliser at the minute. I just need the lime. And we get 2,000 litres of lime, and I only need one coat. And the lime's reasonably cheap, so I'm just going to buy 2 because I don't actually know how much I'm going to need. And all you need to do is just get your trailer in range, and you get the option to refill the fertiliser by pressing R. And in the bottom right corner you see it filling up there next to the speedometer, and it's holding some lime up to 25% and counting. This should be more than enough, but it's not going to go to waste because I'll need the lime in another field. At some point. So yeah, I've previously fertilised this field, obviously it wouldn't be at 100%. I think when I've turned the soil over and buried the grass, I think the grass may have helped boost the state of the soil. But ideally you want 100% fertilised. To get 100% you need to apply two layers of fertiliser, because each layer does 50%. However, you can't apply 2 layers back to back. You need to perform some other sort of action on the field before you can put your second layer of fertiliser down. So normally when I start a brand new field, the first thing I do is fertiliser, and then I'll prepare the rest of the field with the lime and the stones, etc. And then the last thing I'll do is another coat of fertiliser. Putting the lime down at the minute is obviously covering these stones, but I'm going to have the AI collect the stones for me, so that it doesn't really matter. But if you want to collect the stones yourself, I would recommend collecting the stones first and then spreading the lime. And the only problem about having the AI do it for you is it tends to miss sections. So usually, it's just because it's so close to the fence there. So usually what I'll do in this kind of circumstances, apply a layer of lime in the area that I know that the AI is going to struggle. And then I can let the AI do the rest. You may want to do it yourself. The AI is handy to use later on in the game when you own more of the map and you're working on multiple fields at the same time. You can also slow the game time down if you want to do enough time to do it, or the fields yourself. Now to remove the stones, just press X to unfold the stone quicker. Line the tractor up, and I'll have the AI do it again because, oh, it's my missed the spot. I just want to make some more, or make some more changes to the farm and the equipment. And the next stage after the lime and the fertilizer will be to seed our crop. So P again, back to the store, into tools, and different. You've got seeders and you've got planters. So planters will basically plant different things. So there you can see this planter here. This one allows fertilizer. Most of them allow fertilizer, to be fair. So fertilizer, corn, sunflower, I think that's sorghum, beets, and cotton. Where your seeders will allow wheat, barley. It's not handy that it doesn't show you. Wheat, barley, canola. Oh, that's sorghum there. Grass, poplar. You want to check what these icons are. You press escape and open them up. And just click that the kind of bar chart there. Barley and oats, canola, sorghum, soybeans. And what was the last thing? Oh yeah, grass. Okay, so we had decided we were going to plant, let's look at the calendar again, corn. Should we do corn? Let's do, Alright, let's just do corn. Corn's there. I was actually wanting sunflowers because I make sunflower oil. But we'll get the corn. I think we can sell that to the cereal factory. Not entirely sure. We'll give it a go. We'll get the corn. So what do we need to plant corn? Probably the planters. Yeah, there we are. Corn planter. And planters can be quite heavy, so you might need a weight on the front of your tractor. Let's see how big this is. 4.5 meter spread, 6 meters. And you click on combinations here. That'll show you what else you need to go with that planter. Yeah, so they're saying a weight, and this thing here, that is the it's like an extra seed tank. That should be heavy enough. Rather than putting the weight on the front of the tractor, we'll just use this extra seed tank. So we can customize the seed tank, and yeah, we can get an extra weight on the front of the seed tank. I don't know if we actually need it. I'll just put it on anyway. Should I buy it? Yeah, let's just buy it. Again, if you want to save money, you can just lease this equipment. 6 meter spread. Yeah, we'll just take that. And I'll just buy it again. Probably better to lease it if you're just starting out. So, what am I going to pick up first? That planter should be pretty heavy. And I'll just show you what I mean by needing the extra weight. Hopefully if it does work. Oh no, we're okay, it's not. This also holds fertilizer, so if I want to give an extra coat of fertilizer, I can do it at the same time as seeding. Oh, wrong side. The tractor must... Oh, come on. The tractor must be heavy enough. It's not usually if the item's too heavy, the tractor end up doing a wheelie. And luckily I've got some seeds here already, so let's just fill it up. Probably not going to be enough to buy some more. Pallet. Seeds, only $900. This should be enough now. I don't need any fertiliser. The field's already fertilised at 100% anyway. Alright, he's coming along nicely. I'll need to check his work when he's finished though. Saying he, it might be a she. Yeah, I think that's a he. Yeah, sometimes they miss sections at the end. So X, unfold it. Oh, that's better than I thought it was going to be. Alright, I'm just going to have the AI do it again because the AI does perfectly straight lines, whereas I'll have it all over the place. And you can see obviously the change in the soil texture there at the back compared to where it's been cultivated. This AI is crazy. He's reversing the whole field. They could have turned up there. Seriously, what is it doing? I'm probably going to have to take over. Yeah, I'll just take over. Focus. There we go. Now, if you lease your stone collecting tool, obviously you press P and you can go into this little key here, and your leased items will show on this screen. Now, if I was leasing this stone collector and I sent it back now, I would send it back with the stones. I would lose the stones, but you can sell them. So at the minute I'm collecting a nice little pile here of stones, which I will sell later. You can just scoop them up, get a front loader attachment for your tractor, and get some sort of scoop or shovel for the front of it. Scoop them up, dump them into a trailer and go and sell the whole load. I'll just unload here for the time being though. Just not decided where I'm going to build everything yet, so I'm just dumping the stones here out of the way. I was thinking about putting a silo up there, or maybe even a repair shop. I don't know yet if I'm going to keep this area for storage or if I'll maybe put some sheep here or some chickens or something. Okay, while the AI is seeding what's left of this field, there is one more thing that you need to do to complete the preparation before you basically going to go to bed and sleep for a month. Then the game options here. Is it? Yeah, is it? Time scale, traffic, season growth. Oh, there it is, days per month. So each time you go to sleep in your house, 1 day, one day is equal to 1 month. So now you'll sleep for this, if you change it to 2 days, so you'll sleep for 2 days, that'll equal 1 month. Yeah, it's 1 month. Makes the game go a bit quicker. Yeah, sorry, the last thing you need to do is roll your seeds. And you find your roller, funnily enough, and rollers. And every time you reseed a field, you need to re-roll it. So it's probably worthwhile just buying your roller. I think 24.3 meters is overkill for the field that I've got at the minute. So I'll take this smaller one. You maybe lease your roller in the beginning when you've only got 1 or 2 fields, and again just try and use it, get your money's worth every time you lease it. Try and roll 2 or 3 fields at the same time. Then once you get a bit more money, you can lease it. You just buy it. You've always got it then. The only thing is you need to get it repaired on occasion. It does become a bit of a pain having to go back and forth to the shop to collect the equipment every time you lease it. Oh, nice timing. Almost finished seeding. This means I can start down the other end, rolling the seeds in. And if you see here, it should say, yep, needs rolling. And then once we've rolled it, that yield bonus there should increase to, it might even go to 100%. I'll be happy with 98% though. And if you go back into the map, you can see stones. We no longer have any stones. It's not been mulched. I'll cover mulching after we've harvested this crop. And there you see it needs rolling. I've got concerns about this area here. I just wonder if the AI's missed this section. So I'm going to have to check that. Yeah, there we go. What? Why did they miss this? There is no reason for them to stop here and then start here again. So I'll just take over. Need to constantly check the AI's work. Lower. Press control, you can lower both at the same time. And B turns it on. Again, the AI tends to miss sections. Oh my god, that's really bad. So, what I tend to do is I'll do a bit myself, and then I'll let the AI take over. Or I can just let the AI do it, and then go and check it and get the bits that they've missed. And I can now, because he's just going to dump this tractor here, so now I can take this out of the way. While the AI is blowing the field for me. Just a couple more items to get. I'll just go and get them while the AI is working away. So when the crop grows, we're going to have to harvest it. So we need a harvester, we need a header, and we need a trailer to to offload the crop. So press P again, and we'll take a look at trailers first. I might as well get a reasonably big trailer that I can, there's multiple uses. Okay, up to 34 cubic meters, and this is all the crops that it can hold for us. That is, I think, pretty much everything. Even snow. There's no cotton in there, but I think cotton's got its own trailer. Yeah, that's what it is. It's only $39,000. Different configurations. One of my favourite trailers, this one actually. Can be a bale trailer. We'll get the extension. I'll keep the cover. Let's get a nice red one. And get the number plate so it can match my my main tractor. And I'm going to keep this trailer for a long time, so I'm going to buy it. Okay, we're going to need a harvester. And I'm kind of running out of money. So I don't want to spend, I'm going to change this field. Once I've harvested the crop of corn, I'm going to change the field to grass. So I only really have one crop or one harvest worth of corn. So there's no point me buying a harvester. So I'm just going to take, what size is this? So that can only carry 8,500 litres, 9,300 litres. Right, there's 10,000 litres. Surely that's... Yeah, I'll just take it. I'm going to lease it, because I'm not intending in using it again for a long while. Okay. And we need a header. And the headers for corn and sunflowers is different to the standard header for every other crop. So in here, corn headers. And again, there's the reach of that one's only 6 meters. 12 meters will get it done much quicker, but it's so much more expensive. $127,000. You're probably better taking the cheaper options. There's 9 meters. But for the purposes of this, I'm just going to get that for this video and lease it. It's probably going to be way too big, but we'll give it a try. It doesn't look that big, he says. Wait till we pick it up and we'll see. Okay. So I'll just leave the tractor here for the time being with the trailer, and my AI is finished, and it doesn't look like they've missed any. Just get a quick look round the field. It's usually at the edges that they miss. It looks good to me. Okay, that'll do for now. Okay, now let's get the harvester back to the farm, and we'll come back for the tractor and the trailer. Then we should be ready to sleep. Yeah, this 12 metre header might be way too big. Have to unfold it. Uh oh, sorry. Yeah, you have to unfold it So this looks probably about 6 metres, and it's going to double in size. We'll make it work. Oh, forgot to change the number plate. Disaster. Let's see how big this is going to be. Unfold the header. Oh crap! Oh well. Could have saved some money by getting a smaller header, but we've got it now. Okay then, so we have everything we need for this crop. 98% yield bonus. Now the next time we harvest this field or grow a crop in this field, we'll be able to get a 100% yield bonus, and I'll show you how to do that after we harvest the crop. So we're going to have to go and sleep for a wee while to let that crop grow. So we're now at 6 months, and as you can see, the corn is ready to harvest. We just take a look at the calendar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now if you remember, we were in May when we planted the corn, and now in November. Harvest season for the corn. So let's get to it then, shall we? So we do need to empty the storage tank in the harvester. Thankfully I've got crop destruction turned off. So what you just do is, if we press in to open the top cover, and you just simply drive under the pipe. Now at the minute the AI is controlling that harvester, so as soon as the storage tank in the harvester is empty, he's going to drive off and continually pump that corn out the pipe. It's just why I like a trailer with a cover on it, because as soon as he starts moving, I just close the cover and no corn will come out the pipe. I'm not going to lose any corn. There we go, cover on, and he fills the pipe back in. I'll just wait till he's finished and get the rest of the corn. So if you press escape and go into the, nope, not the map, go into this little table here, and you scroll till you find corn and you click on it, and this shows you all the places that buy corn. So at the minute, Goldcrest Valley is paying the most. However, Goldcrest Valley, you've got to get a train there, and that costs money and time, which I don't have. So I think we will sell it to Johnson's Farmers Market, who's the next highest there, 772. And if you press enter to tag it, that'll show you. You can see in the distance there to the right, just above the harvester, the green line. It's going to show us where we can go to sell it. So I no longer need the harvester. Send that back to the store, and we'll go and sell the corn. So when you come into the farmer's market, I prefer to come in from this side. And all you need to do is position your trailer over this grate on the floor. So if you press U, you can change where you tip it from. I'm just going to keep it tipped from the back, and then I will empty it into the grate on the floor. You see the money climbing up in the right hand corner. 10,000 is not a great sale, but that was only 13,000 litres of corn. This trailer was only 36% full. You see what I mean by if you're leasing your equipment, make sure you get full use of it. Make sure that your harvest is going to basically pay for the leasing of your equipment and make you a profit. So I'd probably prepare 2 or 3 fields of corn or sunflowers and harvest them all at the same time and sell your crop all at the same time. Different times of year also. We press escape. So there we go, Johnston Farmers Market. And if you click on to show the price fluctuations. Sorry, so we are in November right now. Corn, November. This is probably the worst time we could have sold the corn. If we had waited, kept the corn in storage and sold it in June, we would have got a hell of a lot more for it. I should have checked that first. That would be where having a silo to hold your crop until the opportune time to sell it would come in handy. So in construction, silos, 400,000 litres or 500,000 litres. It's not a great difference in price between these two. It's going to take the 500,000 litre one then. I need to get my tank around the back there to fill up those greenhouses, so let's try and get this in a decent position. That work? Let's check how that looks. Oh yeah, not too bad. I could pretty much drive my truck straight through here to get around and fill them up. Plenty of space as well to tip my grain into there. So you can use this icon here means you can tip into there, and this icon means you can load from here, and when you're loading this, it comes out of that pipe. So you just position your trailer under that pipe. Okay then, so now we've sold our produce. And let's get this field prepared for the next harvest and get that 100% yield. So we have here our fertiliser first, and you see here 0% fertilised. There's also weeds growing and it needs ploughed. Wow. That corn really decimated this field, didn't it? Okay. So let's get the first layer of fertiliser in. The AI can do that again for me. And then we mulch it. We then need to use the cultivator. We can then apply that second layer of fertiliser, remove the stones, and then we seed it, and lastly folks, we roll it. So there we have it, field preparation from start to finish. Yep, and there we have it, a yield bonus at 100%, and it's 100% fertilised. Okay, thanks for watching guys. I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe to the channel. It would help me out a lot, and hopefully I'll find some time to do some more videos. And until next time, have a good day, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.